Welcome to another episode of a Motivation Monday. And today I want to talk to you guys about this whole thing about social distancing, the pandemic, everything we're doing to protect ourselves, which is a great idea, great thing to, for safety and benefiting that and, washing your hands, making sure you take care of who you are now so you can be who you're supposed to be later, be around to be who you're supposed to be later. 6 feet apart, covering yourself, and all those things. Those are great. We are in the sense of talking about Motivation Monday, wanting everybody to know and understand that there's a completeness about protecting yourself and taking care of yourself. Because usually, most times, we start to think of, well, you'd rather look out for others more than you would do for yourself. But the best way to look out for everyone else is to look out for you. And as you take care of you, you take care of that place. And so in this time of isolation, feeling like, man, there are just things that are just, stuff is just isn't working out. Actually, today, as I come to you guys, I'm coming to you from our kitchen, and one of my favorite places to go to dealing in this isolation of being in the house. And I'm a high energy person. I like to move around, I like to go back and forth. But since I've been able to come up with some things that kind of helped me deal with this whole time of being inside the household. I've created a thing where I've learned to make my own sunflower butter since I'm allergic to peanuts. So I learned to actually learn to do that. So set up projects, put yourself in position to do some things that you don't normally do, and have a schedule. Get dressed like a normal day at some time. Put on things. Start treating yourself as something normal. Keep your mind alert. Be sharp about everything that you do, and that is part of safety. The other part about the motivation piece of this is that it keeps your creative flow going. Right, while you're being safe, you're also growing. And I just can't help to think about how many students. Imagine students that have felt isolated when school was in, when everybody was normal, but there were students who may have walked on campus, felt like, no, they didn't belong. Can you imagine being the only one isolated, being the only one that's on a campus or separated and feeling left out? And as this time, I just believe everything happens as a learning opportunity. I think our empathy is growing as a student body, as an opportunity to help one another grow and build in relationships. We begin to grow in that way to help others. So understanding the isolation is what's building us up and causing us to begin to see how to benefit from this entire situation and begin to lead in such a way that it's going to grow us and not pull us down. So now I think about the next time we do come back, everything that we've learned through this pandemic of isolation, of what it can actually happen, how much we've actually struggled to be in a place and feel like we can't go anywhere. People that may feel trapped inside themselves and feel like they've isolated themselves from their dreams and their goals and their visions and their opportunities. And I want to tell you something, don't wash your hands of what you can be. Don't wash your hands of what you're capable of. Don't wash your hands of your victory. Don't cover your eyes from what your abilities and opportunities are, because again, if the opportunity strikes and you're unprepared, it's too late to prepare at that time. So this is the time to prepare for the opportunities that are coming, prepare for the things that are heading your way, the special times, the actual victories that you're going to have, and then connect with others. So my challenge, because I feel like there are times I give challenges throughout the end, but I want to make sure I give you this challenge now. How about 4 or 5 friends that you can connect with throughout the day, even if it's just a text, even if you can schedule these things, put these things on schedule. I have a schedule. I have a group of people that I will schedule these little motivation texts that I will send to them every day, talking about leadership and different things like that, whatever it may be. Yours may be just, how's the weather on your end, just whatever it is. But when you start to keep a schedule, you start to develop structure. Structure creates an atmosphere of positive, and it creates this mentality of growth, that I am not letting time just pass by, that I have this structure, that I'm making the best of my time. And then you begin to grow mentally, because you're keeping everything sharp, you're keeping everything alert, you're keeping everything positive, and you're keeping these things to begin to grow in that place. So now that even though you're practicing safe physical social distancing, you're also connecting with your opportunity and your dreams and all your goals. You're actually plugging yourself in and connecting in a vital, positive way. And then if you think of about 4 other friends that maybe, they are maybe struggling. You may know of them specifically that might be going through some things. So they're kind of double isolated. You think about someone who's been hurting and going through a tough time. So not only can they not leave their house, but they can't even leave their own hurt, and they can't leave their own pain. They can't leave their own frustration. And you may be the one person that encourages them day in and day out to be able to get up and move forward. And I'll give you, it's a prime example. I like to keep my regular schedule. So I go to bed about midnight or so, wake up about 4:30, get up and run 4.5 miles, come home, shower, start reading, start researching, get myself prepared, eat a little breakfast, and then it was time for me to start my work day. And I work, and I keep those hours where I get up and have a lunchtime, have a break time, have a wellness time, and then I end my day. And I keep that schedule out every day and just kind of keep myself, even though we're isolated, I keep practicing outward positive motions of building my day and building my structure. So I want to give you that opportunity. If you're in athletics, you're used to practicing things. You're used to going to practice. Well, guess what? There was no practice for how to be isolated. There was no practice for how to stay away from everybody and how to do all those things. So now you have to schedule practices, schedule workouts. All of us, I don't care whether you're athlete or not, schedule reading times. I know, horrible word. How dare you say reading? Yes, schedule something to put inside of your mind. And this fills your gut. And whenever you're ready to go with your gut, you've got something in there that's fill it. Populate your mind with great things, with great words, with great positive events and opportunities. And therefore, you're going to have something to associate with when times get, dry times, when you run out of things to do. You begin to collect what I like to think of as collecting jewels of information. As those jewels of information become more vital in your life, everything that you do will begin to rise up and be even better. So you begin to make those days, you make every step count, make every moment count. And so as you're in your home, and the minute you say these words, I am bored, that's a place to put a schedule in. That's a place to put an event in. What can I be doing today? What is an event that I can put in this place right now that I could do? And even let's even if you want to take your social media, maybe you'll time out your social media times where you go, okay, at this time I want to check my Instagram, I want to check my Twitter page, I want to check TikTok, whatever it is. Schedule those things. Start to put those things in perspective. And as much as you may think like this is boring, this is it's just too routine, it's not nearly as boring as not having anything to do. Many of you guys are so used to a busy schedule. You juniors, you seniors, all of you guys who are listening, but your schedule was so busy. To have that kind of taken away and to have nothing, you have to begin to restore it back by putting things in. So it's not enough to just not do something. It's the thing you have to put in there is the opportunity to be helpful. And during this isolation time, begin to take and deal with the fact of, hey, who can I connect with? It's kind of like you're thinking about it. I want you to think of it like a string. You tie yourself together. We do an activity called the human knot, and you got to reach and grab someone's hand, and they grab another person's hand until everybody's connected. And then they all stand up. And once they stand up, they have to stay connected and then untangle themselves. And if they did it correctly, they will untangle into one big circle while still holding hands because they cannot break the connection, or 2 completely separate whole circles. So these circles, they will be able to accomplish that by staying connected. So I want to get you back in place to stay connected. So challenge is this, make sure you talk to at least 4 people that whether they're in trouble or not, whether they're going through something or not, doesn't matter. Then think of 4 people that might have been isolated and felt like they didn't belong to anything, and become a part of their life as well, and begin to connect with them. And as well as something you can do on a daily basis to set up your structure, set up your results, set up your time to do the best that you can do. I want to leave you guys with this one other thing that this one little kid, as I was speaking at school, 2nd grader, I'm speaking in their class K through 12. And as I'm getting ready to speak, this little 2nd grader comes up to me and he's just staring at me. He will not quit looking at me. So I was like, whatever, little kid, I'll stare back at you. So I stared at him. We did this for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, I'm staring at him, staring at me. Then all of a sudden, he jumps on me and starts hugging me. Freaked me out. I'm like, this is not my kid. Y'all need to come get him. The principal and the counselor comes to get him. He won't let go. They got one leg each. He looks like little Superman. He's hanging on. He won't let go. I'm freaking out like, somebody get this kid off of me. And then one last time, he grabs me by my shoulders. It's holding me, and he pulls in one last time. And he says, look, mister, I just want you to know, as long as I'm here, I'm not going to let them treat you the way they treat me every day. I was like, boom, y'all let him go. He said, I know you're here by yourself, but you're not by yourself. I'm with you. Hey, let's be like that little second grader. Let's not leave anyone by themselves. As confident as I looked there, and I really didn't need his help, but his idea was, I'm not going to leave it to chance. If I think someone needs my help, I'm going to give them my help. So whoever you think may need your help, give it to them. And you guys continually have a great, great day. Let's do it strong on this Monday. I'll talk to you soon.